the biggest betrayal of your life? I was walking through the park when I saw my dead dog playing fetch with a stranger. My heart stopped beating as I watched the golden retriever run after the tennis ball. Bailey had died 3 months ago while I was hospitalized, or at least that's what my roommate Claire told me. I approached slowly, my brain refusing to process what my eyes were seeing. "Excuse me," I said to the woman. "Where did you get your dog?" She smiled brightly and said, "We adopted her 3 months ago from this woman on Facebook Marketplace." My knees nearly buckled as Bailey suddenly noticed me standing there. She went ballistic with recognition, launching herself at my legs while making desperate whimpering sounds that shattered something deep inside me. "Luna really likes you," the woman said, but her smile was fading as she watched Bailey desperately pawing at me. "Her name is Bailey," I said through tears streaming down my face. "She was my emotional support animal for 4 years until my roommate told me she died." The woman immediately took a step back, pulling Bailey's leash tighter against her body protectively. "This is my daughter's dog now, and we've had her for 3 months, so I don't know what you're trying to pull here." I pulled out my phone with shaking hands, showing her hundreds of photos of Bailey and me together spanning years. My roommate told me she died while I was in the hospital, and even gave me an urn with ashes in it that I've been talking to every night. The woman looked at the photos but kept backing away while Bailey strained against the leash, trying to reach me. "Look, I'm sorry, but Luna is part of our family now, and my daughter would be devastated if something happened to her." She started walking away quickly, but Bailey was fighting her every step, making heartbreaking sounds that echoed through the park. "Please just tell me who sold her to you," I begged while following them. "I have years of vet records proving she's mine, and I need to know what happened here." The woman finally stopped, tears in her own eyes now. "My daughter has severe anxiety. Luna is the only thing helping her sleep since her father left us." Then she pulled out her phone, showing me the Facebook conversation from 3 months ago. There was Claire's profile picture smiling back at me from the screen. The listing included photos of Bailey taken just days before my accident, with a detailed description about needing to rehome her dog due to moving overseas immediately. I took screenshots of everything while my hands trembled with rage so intense I could barely stay standing. The woman had given me her number, promising to meet tomorrow to discuss everything, but watching Bailey disappear again felt like losing her twice. The walk back to my apartment was a blur of fury and memories. Claire had called me in the hospital, describing that Bailey had eaten something toxic, that the emergency vet couldn't save her, that she'd had her cremated so I wouldn't have to deal with it while recovering from surgery. When I reached my building, I could hear her music coming from inside, the bass shaking the door. The door swung open, and there was Claire on the couch wearing a limited edition Travis Scott Astroworld hoodie that cost $400. She looked up casually, but when she saw my face, her entire expression transformed into pure panic. "You told me Bailey died," I said, my voice so steady it scared even me. "You gave me ashes and let me grieve for 3 months while you sold her for concert tickets." Claire jumped up, knocking over her bong in the process, sending glass and water across the coffee table. "How did you find out about this?" she asked, which was basically a confession wrapped in a question. "Because I just saw her in the park with the family you sold her to," I said, stepping closer. "She recognized me immediately and tried to follow me home, but that little girl loves her now." Claire's face went through several expressions before landing on defiance, which shocked me completely. "You were probably going to die in that hospital anyway," she said with a casualness that made my blood freeze. "The doctor said you might not walk again, and I wasn't going to take care of a dog for a cripple." The word hung in the air between us. "I did you a favor by finding her a family that could actually take care of her properly." I stood there stunned by the cruelty coming from someone I'd lived with for 2 years. "You let me talk to those ashes every night," I whispered, my voice finally starting to break. "You held me while I sobbed about losing her, and you knew exactly where she was the entire time." Claire shrugged like we were discussing missing yogurt from the fridge instead of stealing my emotional lifeline. "The ashes were just kitty litter," she said, actually laughing at the confession. My stomach turned violently as I thought about the ceremonies I'd held, the tears I'd shed over cat litter in an urn. "I kissed that urn goodbye every morning," I said, feeling bile rise in my throat. "I brought it to therapy sessions to help me process the grief you invented." Claire rolled her eyes like I was being dramatic about something trivial. "What are you going to do about it now?" she asked, a smirk forming on her lips. Full story on the channel below.